so to your point, Chetna, what I was asking to everyone is that, we get people in at the 0 to 2 years, and then the 3 to 5, 3 to 7 years, and then the 10 plus years. Would and should the ratio of power skills change as people grow up the ladder? I mean, should it be more at the entry level and less at the as they grow up, or should it be almost, at par? So because obviously the definition of power skills changes as roles change. But do you think that if we make it more overwhelming for the employee at the entry level, they learn through the years, and then over the next few cycles or iterations of people, we may not need to spend that much of time on power skills? Is there any thought around that?
So if I were to just take a shot at this,
Yeah.
see, I see it's only the ingredients which change, but the need exists across. I mean, the first 2 years, they need to focus on self, working as a team, getting the organizational context. So a lot of focus is needed for them in the kind of power slash behavioral skills which are needed at that stage. So when they join, we focus on, they call it as campus to corporate or a different
Yeah.
flavor where they deal with etiquettes and others. But it's a continuum which exists for these employees for the next 2 years, where they go through various such modules. At a managerial level, the flavor changes.
Mm-hmm.
At a leadership level, now what we are seeing is there's a lot of need for leaders to develop certain set of skills. um, Coaching, empathy, coaching, not I'm talking about the pure play coaching, but it's more to do with how they connect with their team members at this point in a virtual ecosystem that exists, environment that exists right now. So the need is changing. Yes, the need for leadership to be savvy on a social platform or the way they connect with folks is a different need altogether. So I think power skills is not restricted to a particular segment of employee population.
Mm-hmm.
It now is needed across, and what we are seeing is a lot of leadership interventions where we are taking this up with them as well.
Right. Okay. All right.
I quite agree with Deepak. What we've tried to do with our businesses is, clearly identify what are the skills required as per the tenure, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
So, as Deepak rightly mentioned, the first 6 months, the focus is more to understand what the role is all about. Let's say, for example, in the contact center environment, they have to understand how to interact with customers, how to provide the customer experience. But even in that, if you look at the learning curriculum, the power skills are already a part of it because these are soft skills. As and when they understand these skills, is when through LinkedIn Learning or micro learning, we are assigning courses which are relevant to their roles. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not then again the same point that Chetna mentioned to remove the overwhelming element and let them know what is relevant to them in their role. As they move towards the other roles, which is let's say an SME or a team manager, again we are curating learning pathways, clearly defining these are the skills which are useful to you. These are again a buffet of skills available through our academy. But when you think you first have understood what the relevant skills are, is when you're most welcome to go and upskill yourself. So I think, I would just agree to what Deepak said that it exists at every level. It's just that the flavor changes.
Sure. Absolutely. Sonal, any views from your end?
I think I agree with both of them. It's only it's wrong to say that the launchers or the newbies entering into the organization needs more as compared to those people who are in the leadership or people manager kind of roles. In fact, I feel it is reverse. As much as you get kind of older in the organization, you become more experienced, the complacency factor crops up very easily. Agility gets kind of diluted, right? And therefore at that level it's very important for us to ensure that people get the right inputs, right coaching, right mentoring, right skills. Composite skills are required even at that level. Like Deepak
Mm-hmm.
mentioned, right, to connecting with the people or empathy. And somewhere I read a very beautiful article about, connect to create an impact. Do not
Mm-hmm.
connect just to connect, especially in
Right.
this pandemic world. When when you see that organizational mandates come in, are you connecting with your teams, are you doing teams meeting, are you doing Zoom meetings, etc. And then you do that, and then half the time you know, it's not a concentrated kind of an effort that we put in creating that, but you connect to create an impact. It could be 10 minutes kind of a quick chat with your
Yeah.
employee, even in the virtual world because of the pandemic environment. But is it really meaningful and impactful? Is the employee getting the same kind of a feeler that yes, my manager is there for me, my leader is there for me? It's very important for us to understand as leaders that these are the skills that we actually need to nurture
Sure.
as we get into this kind of new unprecedented kind of times and new way of working. Everything is new, right? And that new has become a new norm today. So how do we actually build our skills to ensure that the work gets the productivity and the efficiency absolutely doesn't matter? uh, Today, can every leader very strongly say that irrespective whether I'm going to office and working with my team or I'm working from home in a virtual environment, I think I'm there where I'm required to be.
Yeah.
If that is a kind of confidence each one of us holds, then I
Mm.
think we are doing good in terms of also making us ourselves agile and nimble.